Planet Vero Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Grit and Grace, featuring ambitious and inspirational small businesses in Indian River County, exploring their pursuit of success and how we can continue to help them thrive. And now your host, Sara DiPardo.
Hey guys, welcome back. I am so excited to have a new guest here with us today. So Grit and Grace is all about small businesses here in Indian River County, showing commitment, passion, and love for our community, highlighting their success, their story, a little bit about them, and of course, how we can help continue them to thrive. So today we have Lindsay Cunningham from High Hopes Eventing, and I'm so excited to have you here today because it's something different. We've never had somebody here on the show with horses, and I'm so excited. So when did you first become, High Hopes?
When we officially became High Hopes, it was 10 years ago, actually, almost to the day.
Oh, cool.
I know, it is pretty cool.
You're going to do like a little celebration?
We should.
Yeah. Let's go after. I'm kidding. So what made you want to have your own, horse farm and event planning what made you want to do that?
So ever since I was 7, I started riding. Mm-hmm. And as a kid with 2 other sisters, it was once a month I'd get a lesson, and I wanted to ride every day, 7 days a week, and we just couldn't swing that. So I started cleaning houses. By the time I was 12, I was mowing lawns, just whatever I could do to earn extra money for lessons. Yeah. So it started with once a month, and then it turned into once a week, and then it turned into, okay, now I'm here at the barn 2-3 days a week, and riding everyone else's horses. And by 9, it was, all right, she's like really into this. This is not just something that she kind of like has fun doing, here and there. So at 9, we were able to get our first horse. Yeah. And so since then, it's just been, I competed locally at first, and, back in the day, Vera had, a couple of local shows we could do, or Stewart, or and by 12, I was really serious about it and going out of town for lessons now. And by 14, I was going to Ocala once a week for lessons. And by 16, I was like competing at international shows. And it was my goal, at that point, to be in the Olympics and find a way. And that's such an inspiration. I mean, even as a child, you were, doing anything and everything. I was hustling, to earn a dollar so you could get more, education. And that's really inspiring. That's awesome. It was an exciting time for sure.
Yeah. That speaks volumes about your work ethic too. I mean, even at a young age, you identified that, okay, if this is what I want, I have to work for it. And right. That's amazing. I'm like getting chills. Not a lot of people can say that, Yeah. So where are you located?
So we are, if you think about where the mall is, we're to the northwest of it. We're on 49th Street and 66. Okay. So we're still somewhat in town, which is nice, 10 minutes, 15 minutes from the beach. And,
That's not that far.
It's not that far. Yeah.
So obviously you fell in love with riding, but then it kind of changed into teaching.
Yes.
Yourself. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that was another thing I did as, I think I was probably 12. I was like 11 or 12, and I gave my first lesson to, my mom knew someone who had a little girl that, loved horses. So I was like, I'll give you a lesson. Yeah. So that was kind of my first little taste of teaching. And I really liked it. I really enjoyed being able to share my passion or gift or, my knowledge with other people and have them enjoy it and, want to learn more about it. So,
and I'm sure, so I was a music teacher originally, and I'm sure it's very similar in that it feels very empowering to watch that little light bulb go off, in someone else when you're teaching them something that they know nothing about and you're everything from scratch, and watching that light bulb and seeing them do it and do it well. And like, it's just, it's so empowering, and it makes you just like exude this joy and the fact
that you help them achieve that.
Right. And I'm sure it's so neat for you to watch your now students, like
for sure
succeed.
For sure. Yeah. And, growing up, I trained with so many different people, and, there are trainers out there that really, might give you that lesson, but don't really want you to succeed. They want to still be better than you. And there are some trainers out there that, yeah, oh yes. But then there are trainers that, you know, like we were just saying, they really do want you to succeed and become the best rider and horse person all around, you know, be able to handle a horse in any situation, you know, because they have their own personality. Sometimes you hop on and they're like, no, I don't want to do this today. It's too hot, or, you know, my stomach hurts, or, you know, they have their days too, just like us. So, yeah.
So you have a website that's gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you.
Can you share with everybody what that website is?
So it's highhopeseventing.com, and on there we have most of the information that, you know, you'd want to know before coming into your first lesson, or, you know, if you were interested in, maybe you need some help selling your horse, or, you know, we offer boarding as well. So it kind of describes, you know, the layout and what's accessible to you. And, yeah, I take a lot of pride in that website. It was really nicely done. A friend of mine, her husband, put it together for me, and he's super artistic, and I do love the way it turned out. So.
Yes, it looks very good.
Thanks.
Is there a way to contact you on the website?
There is just a little link that you can click on to contact me, and I'll just get an email from you, or you can call, and that phone number's on there too.
Sweet.
Yeah. Or Instagram or Facebook, or, you know, we try to stay hip.
So you mentioned, you know, lessons and boarding, helping people sell, buy horses. What else do you offer?
You know, here and there we'll have someone that maybe is like stuck with their horse. You know, maybe they just hit a wall and they can't figure out how to like get back on track. So, you know, they can bring their horse for a month, and we'll just do a couple little tweaks and figure out what the horse needs. Sometimes it's pain, you know, sometimes horses, you know, get arthritis just like we do. And, you know, sometimes they have sore joints, or maybe their saddle doesn't fit well, and so now they've got a sore back and they don't want to move forward. You know, there's lots of different reasons why maybe things aren't working. So, you know, it's nice to have that time to kind of help them figure out what it is and get them back on that same page. So, you know, we do offer training where they can send their horse in.
Very cool.
You know, I try and include them in it so they can see what I'm doing, and that way they can do it themselves.
Right.
You know,
kind of like a little horse whisperer too.
Oh, well.
I love it.
Yeah.
So tell me more about like the horses you guys have there.
So right now we've got 6 horses on the property. 2 are boarded and 4 are mine, or 3 are mine. 1 is my daughter's. So I've got Bella, which is, I bought her when I was 21 years old, and she was 1.5. I bought her when I was in college.
Wow.
And she just turned 23 this year. So she's just like worth her weight in gold. She's just a wonderful mare. And, you know, there's, you know, lots of little like stigmas about things in every sport, you know, but if you say a chestnut thoroughbred mare to anyone, they're like, whoa, that's, you know, I don't, too high energy, you know, and she just like, she doesn't have any, like, she just is her own person and her horse, and she's just wonderful. You know, anybody that's a new rider, I put them on her first because I can trust that she's not going to be silly or spooky or, you know, yeah, she's just wonderful. And I just thought, how cool would it be to have one of her babies and have that really be my sport horse, because she really is just a tiny bit too small for me, height wise. And I loved her so much. I didn't want to push her to do anything really big, you know, any big jumps or anything like that, because I didn't want her getting injured. So I've got her baby now, and she just turned, or she's going to turn 9 this year.
Wow.
And her name is Elsa. My kids named her after Frozen came out.
That's cute.
And yeah, Elsa's now a wonderful lesson horse. She was supposed to be mine, but she's a lesson horse now. And then we've got Finn, who is a thoroughbred. And I bought him with his mom. He was 3 months old, and he's going to be 4 this year. So we're just starting to kind of put some miles on him, as we say, you know, get him used to the saddle and, you know, take him off property and get him exposed to things. And then my daughter has her horse, Pony, and his name is Phoenix. So he's a little paint pony, and she's starting to bond with him, and they're coming along. So,
cool.
Yeah.
So among things that you offer, like, let's say like me and my kids and a friend or something, like we wanted to come and just do like a couple hour lesson, like all of us, you offer things like that too?
Yes and no. It depends on the level. You know, like I said, every horse has got a different personality, different training. Some will take advantage of us as soon as they realize they can. So yeah, it just depends on the rider, how much experience they have. If they're totally green and they don't really know, you know, if it's one or two, I probably could accommodate. But if it's a group of 5 ladies that want to just have like a fun day out, you know, probably refer you to someone else. That way, not all of you are on the lead line walking around with me. Yeah.
So talk to me about, I know this is kind of a strange question, but treats for horses. So I remember one time I went to give an apple to a horse. Forgot where it was, but like the owner was like, "Oh no, you know, can't have apples." I was like, "What?" Yeah. So talk to me about treats.
Okay.
For horses. What's appropriate? What's not?
So everything in moderation, right?
Of course.
I mean, as far as what they like, you know, they all have different tastes, but popular ones are peppermints. They love molasses. So any kind of like oatmeal cookie with molasses, they would like. They love apples. They love carrots. Most of, you know, not every horse. Some horses, I have one horse that will not touch any treat, no matter what it is. They're just not into it. I remember going to a barn down south and someone rode the horse. We were looking at it that was for sale. And at the end, she's like, "Oh, let me go get a treat for him." And pulls out a banana, and he ate the banana. And I've never seen a horse be interested in bananas. So it just depends on what they like. But rule of thumb is, you know, we try not to give it to them by hand because then they might get a little mouthy, a little nippy with us. And these kind of look like little carrots. So yeah, we try and, you know, every now and then in moderation.
Gotcha.
Or in a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The peppermint one, that's very unique.
I know. Cool. Yeah.
And they have nice
And
bread.
sugar cubes you can buy. I think the brand is Domino at Publix or something. And they're little squares of sugar cubes. They love those.
Fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to head into a commercial break here. And when we come back, we're going to continue talking about, you know, like lessons and more about the details of that and what that might entail if you are interested in lessons for you or maybe your child. So see you in a few.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs, including lots of slipcover styles from Universal Upholstery, Four Seasons, and Capri. We also have a gallery of Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture designed for a relaxed approach to the finer things in life. And right now, all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in Vero Beach next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com and also visit our outlet and closeout store directly across the street.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine Furniture, stop on in today and have a sunshine day.
This is Ralph Foco, your host of our Veterans Voice Radio. Please listen to my show. It's about Americans, about our veterans, about history. It is not a talk show. It is an entertainment show. It's an educational show. Tune into our Veterans Voice Radio and the Bookworms Saturday nights at 10 p.m. and Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. on your weekend home for Planet Vero Radio, Real Radio 1017.
The world's most beloved musical, The Sound of Music, comes alive at Port St. Lucie High School. Featuring a cast of 50 and a live orchestra, the show runs June 14th through 18th for 7 big performances. Come hear all the songs you know, including Edelweiss, Do Re Mi, and Climb Every Mountain. Tickets are $20 and are available now at Perkins Restaurant in Port St. Lucie, Joy's Ice Cream in Fort Pierce, Vivid Salon and Spa in St. Lucie West, and the Port St. Lucie High School office. Don't miss The Sound of Music, the theatrical event of the season. Learn more at pslhsdrama.com.
Hey, welcome back. So we're here with Lindsay Cunningham from High Hopes Eventing, and we're talking about horses. And so if you want to go ahead, Lindsay, share with us about lessons. So if I wanted to take my child or myself in for lessons, what would that be like? What do you teach someone brand new?
Brand new. So I definitely put you on Bella, who, like I said earlier, is just very sweet, you know, walk slow, trot slow. so you can find your footing, so to speak. We offer half-hour lessons, we offer 45-minute lessons, and we offer an hour.
Nice.
Yeah. So, everybody has a different price range. Everybody has a different, what they want to get out of it.
Right.
Half hour is the horse is tacked up, ready to go. You just show up, hop on, ride for 30 minutes, hop off and be on your way. And I take care of the horse after. Same with the 45 minutes. It's just you hop on, you do your lesson, your ride, and then, you're done. So these are really good lessons for itty bitty ones, that maybe don't have the energy to really focus, or be exercising for longer than a half hour. The 45 minutes are really good for the older girls that kind of, or guys that know what they're doing and they can just, get their ride in. The hour is a little bit more geared towards a true beginner that really wants to know everything about horses. So the first 20 minutes, it's all about grooming the horse and tacking up the horse. And then there's 20 minutes of riding, a little walk trot. And then the last 20 minutes is just untacking, rinsing the horse, wiping down your equipment, putting everything away, and maybe giving the horse a treat out of a bucket, So that's kind of great for like if they're really young and, just want to be around horses, not really want to be like the best rider ever, but just want that experience. And some riders will mix it up, sometimes they'll do, 2 30 minutes a week and, but if they have a show, they'll add one, a 45-minute one before they, go into the competition that weekend. And, it's kind of catered really towards whatever the rider wants out of that lesson. So, yeah.
And so with riding, you teach them like how to sit properly, how to ride properly, how to control the horse.
So since we are kind of geared towards 3-day eventing, that includes 3 sports. It's compared to a triathlon. It came from the military way back when, and then, early 1900s, it became an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
The dressage, which I'm sure, a lot of people have heard about, and that is geared, or that's kind of showcases how, how well you can communicate with your horse, exactly like to the T, how you can make a move in battle, to dodge whatever you need to dodge. The cross country day is really all about endurance and how brave your horse is. Those jumps are all natural jumps. So kind of like that's when, jumping off of that, ledge, that's what you would do in battle back in the day on your horse. And then the show jumping is the last day of competition. And that is, the horses are tired at this point, So then you go in the arena and jump the show jumps, and it doesn't take much to knock a rail, and that's penalty points. So, when their muscles are tired and they're sore, it's very particular in that round and careful. So that's really where my foundation is as far as training goes. That being said, I've got 2 riders that, just want to ride Western and they just want to be comfortable on a horse. So that's what they do. They come out and I have a Western saddle, and we teach them how to handle the horse on the ground and in the saddle. And, there's so many different aspects rather than just riding with horses.
Right.
Like I said, they all have different personalities. I mean, even how to safely load them in the horse trailer. If you want to be around horses, you really need to know a lot. Yeah. And we're constantly, if you look at the age of riders in Olympics for horseback riding, you're going to get 50, 60, 70-year-olds competing. It's like the more time you have with the horses, the more all that experience and knowledge that you have, you almost need all of that to be at that level because it just changes from horse to horse. So
very cool.
Yeah.
It's really neat. The jumping and the everything about the eventing. So cool. I bet it's
it
really
is cool
neat
that
to,
there is
watch
history
and be a part
to
of
it
too.
Yeah, for sure.
So with your business, tell me something that maybe like if you could go back in time and redo, or maybe just something that was a big learning experience with business for you opening up that you wish you would have known about before. Is there anything that you could share with us?
Definitely more sunscreen. A lot more sunscreen being in Florida. That's definitely one of them. And then probably having an accountant, someone to handle the true business side of it. I didn't go to business school, so this was a natural progression to come into this as my job and as my career. It's what I knew. It was what I felt strong in. It's what I wanted to share. It's, all of that. But the whole business side was like, I didn't even know where to start. So,
I hear you.
Those first couple of years really took a toll on me as far as how to manage all of that, So I think having someone, a little bookkeeper on the side that can just handle that for you, you send out your invoices, that's easy. I use QuickBooks and it makes it very simple. Yep. But the rest of it, all of that, I'd rather just a professional handle that. And so I can focus. It's already so much time invested in taking care of the horses in the farm, and they're long days. So
You have the talent. So you do the stuff you're good at, not stress about stuff.
It's good to have that.
Pay someone else to do.
Right, that they're talented at.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I can 100% relate to that because I obviously went to school for music education, and then I did my studies and certifications for health and fitness. But I knew nothing about accounting stuff and how to do my taxes as a business owner. All of that was very
it's different than doing just your personal taxes.
Right.
It is very different. So you don't want to mess up. So.
Which is why I have an accountant.
Yeah.
So you're undoubtedly busy. You're working hard. You're outside all the time. And you have 2 beautiful children. So tell me about your self-care, your mental health care, because I feel like as business owners, it's really important for us to acknowledge, if we're even not doing something for ourselves, to take a moment to be like, oh, maybe I should start doing something for myself and taking time away from business. So tell me what you do, or if you do anything.
Yeah, I do. So I just ran myself into the ground for years, you just hustle. And it was almost 2 years ago that, well, maybe like a year and a half ago, I guess, that I finally was like, all right, I need to have a really good doctor that I can, check in with and just have everything looked at. I go to the hospital or walk-in clinics all the time with injuries. I mean, broken toe, broken finger, broken this, that. But, who knew, I didn't know where, my numbers were blood-wise or anything like that. So I actually started seeing a doctor in town. Her name is Dr. Felice Hockey. I don't know if you've heard of her.
I see her too.
And she has been wonderful. Yeah. So the past year and a half, I finally feel like, all right, I got my body together now. I've got a handle on it. I know what it's doing. So as far as health, definitely that. But I also walk a lot with my job. I'm not a trainer that just goes out in the field and finds my chair and sits in it with my PA. I'm walking, I'm showing them, I'm describing, I'm, getting in my position to show them on the ground how they need to be over this jump or how they need to ask for this, side pass or whatever it is that, so, now all of a sudden we have smartphones, and every now and then I look at how many steps or miles, and I'm typically 5 miles a day walking.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. So you're moving your body.
Move my body every day,
taking
all day.
care of your body.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I got one more way for you to take care of yourself, and that is from Salt. They are so wonderful and gracious. Am I to them for giving passes for halo therapy for my guests. So here is a pass for you and a friend.
Oh, thank you.
To go and just enjoy and take it in and put that phone away and relax, girl, because you deserve it. And so thank you so much, Salt, for providing this for our guests here on the show. And Sara DiPardo Health and Fitness is the sponsor for Grit and Grace, and healthyandfitwithsara.com is a place to go to check out some services that I offer, as well as you can find me on Instagram, Sara DiPardo. We are so grateful to have you on the show today, and I can't wait to come out and
I'll put you
bring
in
my kids. Yes, my boys absolutely love horses, so I'm super excited to come visit you sometime and explore the love of horses.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys, for listening. We'll see you guys in about 2 weeks, and adios.
Ciao.